What's up, guys? With everything that is going on right now in our country, I would hope that more of you are starting to pay attention to, the realities of where we are as a nation. I would hope that you see the need to become much more self-sufficient, that you would see the need of why you need to know how to use a firearm to protect yourself, why you would need to be able to provide yourself for food, not just storing it up. I've talked about that before. You need to be able to replenish those supplies. With things going on in our society the way that they are, we need to do as much as we can to become much more self-sufficient. Imagine if you were to go to the grocery store and they had nothing there. Imagine if they shut the electricity off to your house, something that actually happened to a lot of folks back a few months ago as of recording this video around Christmas time. There were parts of this country, due to the extreme cold, that had rolling blackouts. Parts of this country that had never really seen stuff like that. A lot of folks were left in the cold, literally. And things like that could potentially increase the more that we see that's going on in our nation, the troubles, the turmoil, the political upheaval that we're seeing. Those things will most certainly increase. If history is any kind of an indication, you're going to see things like this not go down, not decrease, but increase. And unfortunately, in the last few years, that's exactly what's happened. This is a time where you need to focus on those around you, focus on your family, focus on yourself. Do what you can to become more physically fit. Me, I know that I'm not in the best of shape, but at the same time, I try to take steps to improve that, because your physical endurance can play a big role if you're out. If you are not used to the heat and things like that, the way that a lot of folks are, during the summertime, there's a lot of folks never step outside the air conditioning. And they get out in what most of us would consider just a moderate level of heat. They just can't handle it. They just don't have that physical endurance. They collapse. So we need to build up our endurance, build up our skills, and pay attention to what's going on around us. What we can, what influence we do have, we need to be an influence to those around us. We need to be an influence to the politicians, the ones in Washington, or even not just Washington, your local level. You need to be involved. You need to know what's going on, because things are going to continue the way that they are. Okay, if there again, history being the guide, history repeats itself. The patterns that we see now have happened before. Look at what happened down in Argentina around 2000. Look at what happened in Venezuela. And those are things that happened within the lifetime of a lot of us. Who knows what the future is going to hold for this country? But all we can do is watch. We can try to affect things as much as possible. We can better ourselves. And, that's the direction that we're going. Okay? Pick up your Bible. Read it. That may sound strange to some of y'all, but I've mentioned that before. That is the one book that everybody should read. But guys, pay attention to what's going on around you. Pay attention to the news. Pay attention to the reality, not just what they're telling you on the news, because there again, the news media these days, most of it's propaganda. A lot of it's propaganda. Unfortunately for them, there's also a lot of independent media out there that is actually putting out more of the truth. And yes, there's some crazy ones out there, but at the same time, there's a lot that's going on that is challenging the status quo. The big corporate-dominated media, they're just puppets, propagandists. Small, independent media that you can find in many cases here on YouTube, as well as other sites, you can find sources that are going to put more of a, I guess you could say, unbiased spin. They're also going to report things that the corporate media is going to ignore. And yeah, there's going to be biased sources out there as well. Take everything with a grain of salt, look at both sides, and figure out what the truth is. Because, guys, that's one of the biggest assaults that we're seeing in our society now, and that is the assault on absolute truth. But all we can do is better for ourselves, better for our families, and our immediate communities. Guys, thanks for watching this video. Let me hear from you. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Share the video. I would appreciate it. And, guys, feel free. Leave me a comment. I try to answer all the comments down below my videos. This is a place where we can have a conversation, to where we can come together. And yeah, there's a lot of censorship that goes on here on YouTube. That's why a lot of my videos also go up on Rumble as well as other sites, to where we can still have these conversations no matter what YouTube does. But guys, leave me a comment below. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.